Welcome to the 2017 Arizona Department of Veteran Services State of the Department Address. I'm Nicole Baker, ADVS PIO, and we're joined by Director Wanda Wright to talk about all things ADVS, from what's changed, what's new, and what's to come. Welcome, Director.
Thanks, Nicole. Thanks for the opportunity to talk with you today. A lot of changes happened over the past year, and hopefully we'll get to talk about some of those things. I am very pleased with our opportunity to grow with the Arizona management system. And so in my third year being the leader of the organization, I feel really great about what we've accomplished thus far.
So speaking of what you've accomplished, let's go into some of the progress with the state veteran homes.
Yes, the state veterans homes have done great work. The Tucson Veteran Home now has 5 stars, which is a really great indicator that they're doing good work in their clinical areas to provide for our residents. And it also means that they are now in the top 10% of excellent long-term skilled nursing homes. And so I'm really proud of that, and I'm really proud of all the employees in that home.
Great. So what about the Phoenix home?
The Phoenix home is working on it. They've been carrying metrics for quality of care. They've been able to decrease their percentages and are really moving fastly toward getting that 6% just like Tucson has, so that they can also be in the top 10%.
So moving forward, what other successes are the other departments seeing?
Well, we've had great success in our Veteran Services division with the claims that we're doing. We've increased claims, which have increased the amount of federal dollars coming into the state by 26%. Our finance division has been able to decrease the time paid for invoices, which has actually saved us about $20,000 this year in funding, which we always can use that savings for other things. And they've also been able to pay those invoices in such a quick way that we know we can write contracts that will include those discounts so we can save more money next year.
So it seems like there's been a lot of change and growth throughout the department. This had to be a team effort.
It really is. Every person that is in the department is really starting to learn and understand what the Arizona management system is. And by getting that coaching from the leaders who've been trained all last year on the Arizona management system and its processes, I believe we've really created a different culture in the department to understand continuous improvement.
So switching gears, what's new in the department, in the area of veteran employment?
We've been working really hard on veteran employment this year. In 2015, when we launched the Roadmap to Veteran Employment, veteran unemployment was 5.7%. Just last month, veteran employment was at 3.4%.
Wow.
Now that isn't due just to the department, but I think through a number of activities that have occurred. One is we're getting businesses on board with us and training them how to understand what a veteran is and how to support a veteran in employment. We've created a corporate council for veteran careers, and they're moving forward in training other corporations and businesses on how to support a veteran while they're working for them. We have also used SkillBridge, which is a new legislative initiative which allows service members to do an on-the-job training, apprenticeship, or internship while they're still in the service 6 months to a year before they separate, which will afford them the opportunity for a company to offer them a job while they're at that apprenticeship once they separate from the military.
And we just launched the Veteran Toolkit as well.
We did. The Toolkit will support veterans as they apply for employment. When they go through the Department of Economic Security Veteran Employment Services and they're offered a position or a job, if there's an obstacle to that job, say they don't have the right kind of boots or the right kind of equipment, the Veteran Toolkit will be able to be used to support that obstacle so it's no longer a barrier to employment. We're really excited about this program. I think it's going to help a lot of veterans get to that next stage of their life, because once they're employed, then their life starts to stabilize.
Wonderful. So I know another big goal of the department is to target veteran homelessness. Where do we stand on that?
We just in December produced our new homeless plan. We had a 5-year homelessness plan previous to that, and it was time to update. So we just recently updated that, and now we're working toward getting all the stakeholders across the state on board with the next phase. We are looking strongly at how we can increase capacity for housing. It doesn't appear that there's enough housing for homeless in general, and so there's not enough housing for veteran homeless people. So we are going to work on trying to build capacity this year.
So in reference to our relationships with the Native American veterans, I know we've made strides in strengthening our relationships with the nations, and some of that progress that we made, it could affect change nationally, right?
It really has. We've done as a department, we've really tried to reach out to our Native American veterans. As you know, the Native American veterans have a very high percentage per population. And so, we want to make sure that those veterans get to have their services and benefits just like the rest of us. And in doing so, we have afforded the opportunity to the Navajo Nation through a memorandum of understanding to train 4 Navajo veteran service officers to be able to do compensation and pension claims. And we've had several other tribes ask us for the same opportunity. But since then, we've noted that the federal legislation is trying to pass a bill that will afford all tribal nations the opportunity to get accredited. And I think that's a great thing to happen, if we can have that happen across the nation, because I think tribal veteran service officers can connect better with the tribal members. They have access to them regularly, and I want to make sure that everyone has the ease of access to services and benefits, and I think this will help tremendously.
And so speaking of ease of access, we just started doing web camera sessions.
We did, and that's another exciting endeavor that we've done. We, through GoToMeeting, which we purchased a little while ago just for meetings within the department, because we have a lot of our employees are located in other parts of the state, and we like to meet like face-to-face fairly often. And one of our Northern Arizona veteran benefit counselors thought it might be useful to try to use the same technology to reach out to our veterans who are in rural areas. And so we've been able to use this technology and reach out to veterans on the Hopi Nation, on the Navajo Nation, and the Indian Health Services, and Winslow, to be able to reach out to those veterans so they don't have to travel, we don't have to travel. We can do in the comfort of our office, and they can do it in the comfort of a local office wherever they might be living, and allow them to do a claim right over the internet. And it's wonderful because it saves everyone time, it saves the taxpayer money because we aren't traveling, and I think for our veterans it's great customer service.
Awesome. So I know it's also been a big year for the department and services for female veterans.
Yes, we've done a few things this year in regards to our women veterans. I always want to make sure that we outreach to them. Last year we were in Tucson, Tempe, Glendale, and Flagstaff. So this year we decided to go a little more rural, and we were just recently in Kingman in Mojave County. We did one at Grand Canyon University for the Phoenix area, and in October we will be doing our final one for this year in Yuma. And we reached 50 women in Kingman, which I thought was outstanding. Mm-hmm. And I believe it's one of the first major women veteran events we've had in that area.
And so we also got a nice surprise from the state lottery as well.
We did. We were able to receive from the lottery as a marketing campaign $50,000. We hope to use that for transitioning women from sheltering to permanent housing. Sometimes we can't find them housing right away, and so this will afford us the opportunity to house them temporarily until we can find permanent housing.
Let's talk about Arizona Student Veteran Month.
Yes, Last November, we were able to acknowledge student veterans and student campuses. So we call them our Arizona Veteran Supportive Campuses, and we acknowledged 20 campuses during that event, and we gave out some funding to support the veteran student centers that are at these campuses. And we want to make sure that our veteran students also understand all the benefits and services that they have. And so we support them greatly in making sure that those veteran supportive campuses have been trained to understand their veteran students and are doing things to make the school environment comfortable for our student veterans.
Awesome. I've also heard lots of chatter around the community about Veterans Court.
Yes, we supported Regional Veteran Court in Tempe. They recently opened last spring, and that was great. I think there's 15 courts around the state now, and that's great. We want to always give our veterans an opportunity to have that second chance for those small infractions that they have. And we've had a great success with those veteran courts. Judge Maxon, who's a good friend of mine, he just let me know that the recidivism is like 97%. So that means it's a very successful program. The veterans are going through it, they're getting the support that they need, and they're transitioning, and they're able to be stable after that. So that's a real success story.
Now, last year during your State of the Department address, you talked about 2 new state veteran homes. Where are we with those?
Well, we haven't got federal funding for them yet, but we are still moving forward in supporting design so that whenever the funding does come, we'll be ready to begin working on them. The one in Flagstaff, just this past session, got their funding from the state. Yuma received their funding a couple years ago, and my hope is that at least one of them will get funded in this next fiscal year, federal fiscal year starting 1 October.
Okay. Part of the department being more resourceful is learning how to use taxpayer funds more efficiently. How have we done that this year?
Well, one of the ways is reducing the travel for our veteran benefit counselors as they use this telebenefits program. We have also saved the taxpayer dollar by the discounts that we're getting through contracts by paying less than the time required. We are saving time. We are reducing waste. We were able to reduce the hiring time for nurses from 128 days to 31 days.
Wow.
And so that retains those members who are wanting to work for us through the process, and it saves time for our HR in doing all of that work for the process. And so I could talk about these sort of events all day. Every unit, every tier within our department is working on small continuous improvement processes that are saving time and reducing waste.
And then I know we also closed Fiduciary Services.
We did. Unfortunately, Fiduciary wasn't able to be sustainable. And so we had to close Fiduciary, but we were able to place every one of our customers in a great place, either public fiduciary or private fiduciary, and some actually went back to their families. And so that's always wonderful when we can place veterans back with their families. And so it was a seamless process to get all of that done. And I credit our employees for our ability to do that without any problems.
So looking into the future, what initiatives are on the table?
I think we will continue to try to create that ease of access for veterans. And so as we are able to realign real estate, we're going to try to join with other veteran supportive organizations so that we can create one-stop shops. We are going to continue to market the department so that more people know about us. We want dependents and caregivers to really understand the services and benefits that they can get through our department. So we're going to continue to move on and create the best environment we can for Arizona veterans. That is why we're here. We are the catalyst for their ever-changing needs.
And so we've also been playing a big role in the Be Connected campaign.
We have. The Be Connected is a suicide prevention program that doesn't really talk about suicide, but the prominent element of it is our ability to get veterans connected to resources. And we have had huge successes with that. We started off a little slow. It was launched in April during the Arizona Military Families Coalition during their summit. And we started off with about 10, and now we're up to about 100.
Awesome.
And every one of those members have been relocated to resources that have helped them, and they have been closed out by our Be Connected resource at the Crisis Response Network. That is really a success. We started this initiative about a year ago, and the VA is involved, the community is involved, and the state is involved with the help of the Arizona Coalition for Military Families. And within all of us, we've been able to create this initiative that is really going to be spread across the state. We are piloting right now in Maricopa County, Pima County, as well as some smaller rural areas, Show Low, Payson, and down south in Sierra Vista. And as we grow those, we'll start to expand across the state. So the statewide veteran survey is out there. We will finish taking those surveys as of the end of August. So it's open right now for any veteran who would like to take that survey. And I believe this survey is really going to inform us on the gaps in veteran services and benefits. And I really want to know that. Oftentimes we get anecdotal information. We think this is happening or believe this is happening. And I believe, because these are coming straight from veterans, that this will give us really accurate and factual information on what we can do better to serve our veterans.
And so I know families and caregivers can take the survey too.
Yes, they can. So it's open to service members, veterans, family members, and community members if they're interested in shedding light and perspective on how veterans are treated.
So in closing, it's been a very prosperous year for the department. So what's your message to the team?
Well, I would say thank you first. We didn't get this far without them. I of course couldn't do this by myself. And we have excellent employees at every level. And you can just tell by the work that they're doing and really the passion that they're giving to the work. We have a great cause. It's providing services and benefits to veterans. And that's a great purpose to have every day to wake up. But we want to make sure that our employees are engaged and are happy and comfortable in their work space, and that they are given the tools to do the things that they need to do, and that their supervision is excellent so that they know that they're going down the right path. And I want to make sure all that happens this year so that we can continue to have excellent employees within the department.
Alrighty.
They really are awesome.
Thank you so much, Director. That concludes the 2017 Arizona Department of Veteran Services State of the Department Address. We'll see you next year.